Hello, great people. Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have reportedly apologized to President Bola Tinubu for removing the ex-speaker Mudashiru Obasa without the approval of the president. The first thing that may come to your mind is apology for acting within your constitutional means as a Lagos legislature, which is to appoint and remove one of your colleagues as speaker. Why does that warrant an apology? We'll be dissecting the politics of the apology. What led to that apology? The political gymnastics that have been going on in Lagos State. How has Mudashiru Obasa been fighting for his own return as speaker? I'll be giving you all these G's and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with Dr. Mojisola. What is the kind of politics that we play? What does this signal for Nigeria's democracy? Of course, we'll be dissecting all these issues. Now, let's dive into it. When Obasa was removed, the president wasn't carried along. And the reason is that some people apparently wants to become a powerful person as well because they believe that the president has stepped up. He is the president, they too can also step up. And the second reason is that they believe that the president is apparently a busy man, that, oh, Baba is now in control of the 36 states of the Federation and FCT. So the president will not have time for what is really happening in Lagos State. But that is not the case. Tinubu's eyes is still very much in Lagos State. So the president got very angry that how can you take such a grievous political decision without hearing from me, without getting my approval. So the president felt undermined. And one of the reasons is that Obasa is a political tool, apparently, in the hands of President Bola Tinubu that he is using to checkmate things in Lagos State as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. You will recall that Obasa is a strong loyalist of the president. He has been with the president since the days of SDP when Bola Tinubu was contesting to become a senator that year, many years ago. So Obasa has been a political ally, a dependable and trustworthy one of President Bola Tinubu. And Obasa did a great job during the reign of Ambode, when Ambode had an issue with the party leaders of APC in Lagos State and also then APC party leader Bola Tinubu, now president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So there's this anger on the part of the president. And another thing is that the GAC, the Governor's Advisory Council in Lagos State, there's a split between them. Some are in support of Obasa's removal, while some are not in support of it. So those that were not in support of it, that they've seen that these people will not be in support of it, they didn't also carry them along. So those ones that were not carried that long are now backing the decision of the president that Obasa must be reinstated. While those that are in support of the impeachment are now looking for every means possible to force the impeachment on President Bola Tinubu. And when they met and they argued among themselves, what the decision that they reached, one of them was that 2 letters should be written to the president. So the GAC, after so much disagreement that they even argue among themselves on social media, that one of the members of the GAC said, oh, the impeachment is correct. Another one said, no, it is not right. And they took this fight to the meeting in the GAC and it was so much argument. But after that, they were able to calm themselves down and they agreed that the letter should be written to the president. 2 letters. The first letter is an apology letter. And I must say that in this meeting, during when the GAC was meeting, Sanwo-Olu was there. Hamzat was there. And I must add that Sanwo-Olu is one of those that apparently do not want Obasa to return. You will recall that Obasa has been playing God. And when the governor went to present the budget, some of you must have seen the video where Obasa was unwelcoming to the governor. And Sanwo-Olu didn't like this. His deputy Obafemi Hamzat didn't like this. So they believe that Obasa should go. And since he has already been removed, there's no need to now come and reinstate him. If he has not been removed, then one can save the day that it will not be too ideal for the image of APC in Lagos State that somebody that have been impeached by majority of the numbers in the Lagos State House of Assembly to now be reinstated. So the GAC gave a directive that 2 letters should be written. One is to apologize to the president for removing Mudashiru Obasa without his approval. And like I stated earlier, I don't think it is right for you to be writing a letter to the president is not a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. He is not he is not holding any leadership position in Lagos State. He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So if tomorrow in Ogun State, if they want to remove the speaker, they need to go and get the president approval. If they want to remove the speaker of the State House of Assembly in Yobe State, they need to get the president approval. That's not how democracy is practiced in the true sense of democracy. Now, the second letter is to untwist the president, and this is where it gets interesting. They wrote the president that they accept Miranda's appointment as speaker. The Lagos lawmakers now said that we have accepted Miranda as speaker despite the zoning formula, because it seems that the zoning formula in Lagos State does not favor Miranda. But to douse the tension at that point in time, since Obasa was removed, they didn't want to remove Miranda. So they just said, okay, you, Miranda, step into that position. So Miranda was what we can call an acting capacity in the true sense of it. That, okay, let us just put her there while we take a final decision. But now they want to leave Miranda as the speaker because Miranda is playing ball with them and she seems to be cooperating. So they wrote a second letter to the president that they have accepted Miranda as the speaker irregardless of the zoning formula. And one very interesting thing is that the Lagos lawmakers wrote in that letter that they have decided and they promised to commute the removal of Obasa to resignation. You want to imagine that? What kind of thing is this? What kind of absurdity is this? Obasa didn't resign. Obasa was removed. So you cannot change removal to resignation. There are two different things. When you remove someone, it's different from when the person resigns. And the Lagos State House of Assembly members seems to be embarrassing themselves, because if you say Obasa resigned, okay, how about all the media reports? How about all the videos of the impeachment process, the sworn-in of Miranda? How about the media video of Mudashiru Obasa himself, where he said he's still the speaker? So if somebody resigns, will he come back after resigning with his own hand and say, oh, I'm still the speaker till the due process is followed, just as Obasa said in that media report? So you can see that the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, they still have a lot of things to do in terms of how to operate effectively in such a way that they don't put the institution they represent, which is the legislative chamber of the Lagos State House of Assembly, to disrepute, because you cannot change removal to resignation. It is not done anywhere. But the lawmakers are willing to play ball so far as Obasa does not return as speaker. So they are trying to use this to pacify the president that, okay, sir, we apologize that we remove Obasa without your express approval, but we acknowledge you that you are still the supreme leader of the Lagos State politics, and we are not undermining you in any way. And also, we have accepted Miranda as the speaker despite the zoning formula. And also, we will commute Obasa's removal to resignation. So the lawmakers are giving in to this. They are trying to play the politics so long as it won't bring Obasa back, because truly majority of them do not want Obasa back. But Tinubu needs him. Tinubu wants him back because Obasa is his trusted hand in the Lagos State House of Assembly in case Sanwo-Olu wants to mess up tomorrow, because 2027 is still far. So if the person that is there is not the strong loyalist, is not somebody that has the strong support of Bola Tinubu, Bola Tinubu will be thinking that, oh, these guys are not planning, to remove him, are not trying to kind of like get his hands off the leadership of Lagos State, because he's still very much interested in the politics. So Tinubu needs Obasa. Obasa is Tinubu's trusted hand to check the excesses of both the lawmakers and also the executive. But we will see how this thing plays out in the coming day. A lot of things is happening simultaneously in Lagos politics. Now, one thing that we need to look at, that we need to dissect, is that, look, you can imagine how powerless the lawmakers of Lagos State seems to appear, in the sense that they don't seem to have that independence that a legislative body should have, because their decisions seem to be subjected to the ratification of the Governor Advisory Council, and also their decisions seem to be subject to the ratification of the president. This is not how a democracy is run. This contradicts the features of democracy, because they should be able to take decisions among themselves about who should lead them. But that is not the case. So it is not wrong to say that the Lagos State House of Assembly members seems very powerless, but then you can't really blame them. It is the politics that led to their emergence as legislators. So if they don't act right, definitely they won't return. And some of them are learning from Ambode. In fact, in 2027, I won't be surprised if the lawmakers, the frontliners in the removal of Obasa, do not get a return ticket of the APC in Lagos State. I won't be surprised. But then what this tells us is that what we are having, especially in Lagos State, can't really be called democracy in the true sense of it. And it won't be wrong to assert that what is being practiced in Lagos State is apparently babacracy instead of democracy, because Tinubu seems to be, in charge in Lagos State. He has always been in charge, and he will continue to be in charge because most of these people are his political hallelujah boys, and whatever they do, they have to go and pay homage to the decision of Bola Tinubu. And I've asserted before that, what if there are some cases that Bola Tinubu is getting old, he has Nigeria to think about. So if you are waiting for the decision of the president on everything, what if the decision of the president is not right? So the decision of the president supersedes that of the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly who have interacted with Obasa, who are working with Obasa, who are sitting in the same legislative chamber with Obasa, who have assessed Obasa, and they have deemed it fit in their wisdom that this guy no longer deserves to be speaker. So could it be right for Obasa to now return against their wish? And would that lead to superior crisis in at the end of the day? By the end of the day, if Miranda remains the speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, she has great thanks to media and the Nigerian people, because the way the media have been revealing the stories, the way the media have been carrying the story, the different media reports could only be what will restrain some of these political figures that want her removed and Obasa reinstated, because it has become a matter in public domain. And if the reputation of the institution of the Lagos State House of Assembly is anything to go by, definitely they may not want to return Obasa. And also, there are words that Obasa has been promised the Senate ticket in 2027 by the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly. This is, to my mind, a kind of like a better decision than reinstating Obasa, because it will lead to kill. So you can compensate him with the senatorial ticket. I think that is still okay. That is fine. But his reinstatement, I think it will be it is coming late in time, and it will bring disrepute to the institution of the Lagos State House of Assembly. The president can compensate him with anything. Even before 2027, he can appoint him as the head of one parastatal or agency. Instead of reinstating Obasa, the president can look for another person that he thinks he is comfortable with and put that person in charge if he doesn't want Miranda to be the speaker. But to my mind, that is not the right thing. The members should be the one to select among themselves. But that is still better than reinstating Obasa. After all the media report, after the world has heard about his impeachment, the corruption allegation against him, definitely he shouldn't return as the speaker. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politin with Dr. Mojisola Meranda. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great, interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.